Hey, let's dive into JavaScript. One of the nicest things about JavaScript is the ease of access. As long as you're on your browser, you can work with JavaScript right away. For example, in Chrome, do a special click and then go ahead and select Inspect. On Firefox, it's going to be Inspect Element, and likewise on Safari, as long as you're viewing a web page, you can select Inspect Element as well. So this should open up a view on the right side of your page. And on the top of this view, make sure that the console tab is what is selected. Now in this console, you can work with JavaScript. So let's go ahead and try it out. You can enter some numbers, so 1, 2, or 999. And at every step, the console is doing something interesting. It's printing back the number that was just entered. So this printing back is the third step in a 4-step process called the read eval print loop. The read eval print loop is actually a broad concept in software. So many languages implement a read eval print loop environment like this JavaScript console. In this read eval print loop, or REPL for short, the first step is to read. So in this step, you provide your input. In the second step, the environment evaluates that input. And the third step, the environment prints the result of that input back to the user. Finally, the fourth step is to loop and wait for new user input again. So pay close attention to the fact that in the second step of the read eval print loop, JavaScript does an evaluation. So it can evaluate, for example, 2 plus 3 to return 5, or 9 minus 5 is going to be 4, 7 times 6. It can do all these kinds of operations. Notice that the environment evaluates an expression and prints the result back. Within these last few commands, we use some JavaScript operators. So the times sign, minus sign, and addition sign. An operator in JS is a mathematical symbol that creates a new value based on 2 existing values. Now, there's another very important operator in addition to the one we just saw, the assignment operator. The assignment operator allows you to store a value within a variable. So think of a variable as a storage unit for a value. For example, we can declare a variable, so var foo equals 1, and there's the assignment equals operator. Effectively, foo is now the name for a variable that is storing the value of 1. So you can ask the environment to then evaluate this variable and print it back. So if you enter foo, well, it's still storing 1. You can also use variables within expressions. For example, foo plus 3, this returns 4, since foo still has the value of 1. These variables can also be reassigned. However, when you reassign the variable, you don't have to reuse the var keyword. The var keyword is used to originally declare the variable into existence. But you can reassign what that variable is referring to. So let's say foo is now equal to 5. If you do foo plus 3, the value is now 8, and that is what is printed back to the console. All right, cool. So far, we've been working with numbers, but JavaScript also has strings. Strings are like actual words in programming. They group together individual characters within single or double quotes. For example, we can have the string dog or cat in double quotes, and you can use single quotes as well to return that string value. So notice that the single or double quotes are used interchangeably. Okay, so that covers some of the basics of JavaScript. We went over the read eval print loop in the console, operators, as well as variables. We also covered 2 of the core data types in JavaScript, numbers and strings. Next, we're going to cover another core JavaScript data type, Booleans.